This video is intended for audiences who are 13 and over. If you are not 13 and over, please fuck off and tell your parents to moderate what you watch online.
Alright, William, you finally got your wish, alright? Tariq is gone now, alright? I hope you're happy, right? You finally got rid of him.
I didn't do anything, okay?
Are you
All I'm
sure?
just saying is, like, look, it's just a way of the multiverse of how it just chooses to extract other people who try to take the rightful place of others is all I'm gonna say, okay? That's all I'm saying. It's just the natural order of things,
Oh, is this how the multiverse works, right?
Yes, it works at my behest, so yes, that's exactly how
Boy,
it
hey, look.
works.
Hey, look, as long as you're not the smartest man in the multiverse and you tell your enemy what your weakness is, you know, right? As long as you don't do that, you should be fine, right?
Yeah, you see, and that's why you see when Tariq mentioned the moment that his car was in trouble, I knew what his weakness was and exploited it. Okay, that's what I fucking did. You see, Tariq never learned.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Hey, Tariq is gone this week. We kicked him. Look. Hey, look. Like the Illuminati's, all right. We kicked him off the table, all right.
Yeah, we did. Oh,
yeah, boy, hey, boy. How long are we keep going to do these Doctor Strange 2 reference?
As long until the next Marvel movie.
Oh boy.
So
what is the next Marvel movie? Is it Love and Thunder? It has to be Love and Thunder, right?
I mean, okay, so look, Love and Thunder will come out in the drum roll because holy shit. July 8th. So actually no, it's gonna be pretty close.
Oh wow, wait, it comes out July 8th? That's way closer than I thought, honestly. I thought that movie was coming out way later this year. I did not realize that thing is coming out next month, if anything.
I thought it was gonna be like in November or something.
Yeah, honestly. I mean, to be fair, that's what Ragnarok was, you know.
Yeah.
Is there?
But I guess
how many Marvel? Is it just Love and Thunder that's coming out this year?
Oh no, it just can't be Love and Thunder only, right? It has to be something else involved as well.
I'm pretty sure. Is this year just Doctor Strange and Love and Thunder?
I'm actually gonna check.
I'm gonna look this up right now. No, Black Panther. Black Panther is still apparently scheduled for this year.
Really? I thought that was gonna be next year.
Yeah, but hey, look, William. You know what they say? We gotta exploit this dead person for money. You know, right? That's the Disney way, right? Look, we gotta defile this grave for money. You know.
Yeah, that's Disney's way of doing things for sure.
Yeah, right. Look. It's just like our way of doing in our weekly unnamed tokusatsu podcast series, where I, a person who believed that Walt Disney is buried at Disney World, and every by my friend William, that's you, William, right? A person who believes that Walt Disney was anti-Semitic, as we discussed the latest Kamen Rider series, Kamen Rider Revice. Hey, this episode 37, Invincible Fierce Battle. The Risky Demon Recapture Mission.
Oh, is that what they call it, huh?
Yeah. Look. I don't know what else they're talking. I don't know what else they would call it. You know, right?
You know, they could call it where Akaishi's a manipulative dick, and then decides to tear a family apart with just one move.
No, yeah, boy. Hey, look. At least Tamaki is now a freedom fighter, if anything, right?
Yeah, he's just I'm kind of like, I like seeing that he's kind of involved in doing something.
Well, I just love how he literally dressed him out like a fucking Viet Cong member, right? Like an actual fucking Asian warfighter, right?
I'm kind of surprised at how they just made have literally just a tie around his head, and he's just out there like fighting, and I'm like, honestly, he's either a freedom fighter or just like a drunk businessman.
He's probably a freedom fighter, you know, right?
I don't know, man. I didn't see a gun. I didn't see a gun in his hand. So
oh boy, yeah, like he doesn't have a gun yet, you know, right? Wait till he get his gun, right? Or wait till Phoenix gives him his gun, you know, right? Because that's the thing about Phoenix, right? Right? They only give guns to responsible member of their team, and not mentally unhinged people, you know, right?
Yeah, sure. But I mean, like well. Neither of them had training with guns. Why would they give her a gun? You know, well, okay, whatever. It's fine. We don't question it. But,
no, I think we should really question it. It's like how people keep not knowing how relationship works, right? So when something came up across my feed earlier this week, on a certain site, right?
Okay.
Like this site where I like to read stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? It was about Aguilera and Hana's relation. Or I mean, sorry, it's about Hana and Sakura's relationship, right?
Yeah.
Right. Wait, how old is Hana?
That's a good question, but isn't she like a 16 or something?
Nope.
16, no, she's not. She
is not 16. It is way worse than I thought.
Wait, how old is she?
Okay, let me give you this context. Sakura in the show is 17, okay? She is still a high school student.
School.
Yep. Yeah. Aguilera / Hana, it's in her early 20s, right?
Okay, yeah.
Right? And people keep saying, "Oh yeah, no, their relationship is a good it's a champion for LGBT rights or character development or whatever the fuck, right?" And I'm not saying this to be extremely homophobic and against LGBT character relationship or anything, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? I am saying this because we have Hana, a character who is extremely mentally unstable because she was raised in a bad environment, right?
Uh-huh.
Stalking and going after a 17-year-old schoolgirl, right?
Okay, so I will point out like the whole stalking thing, which she did actually do because we did see that. Well, sort of. It wasn't extreme. Whatever. It is not great for her. I'll admit.
Mm-hmm,
but
right. It is really bad, right? So a lot of people seem to be right because there's like a really weird divide right now, right? There are people who are pro Sakura and Hana, and people are like who takes like 5 seconds to think about like, wait a minute, this might be really bad, right? Because we clearly have like a 20-year-old mentally unstable woman, right? Because Hana still doesn't know how the fuck human relationship works, obviously, because she was raised in a fucking cult without human interaction, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who was obsessing over this 17-year-old schoolgirl, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, to give some credit, or not maybe credit's not the right word, but the fact that like Hana went through this, like, I mean, again, she started off in a very bad place, but during the whole sequence of events that we've seen within the show, she actually kind of grew and moved beyond that. Like that was the kind of the whole thing with like the what was it, it was last episode, wasn't it, that she had her transfer her rider
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, like the thing is, she had that whole moment where she like she was in a very bad spot, but she was helped out by Sakura, and then in turn decided to try to turn a new leaf around, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm,
so
mm-hmm.
Like I can, and it's because of Sakura's help that this happened to begin with, and then she turns around and makes it like reclaims her past and makes it into something better, that kind of thing. That was fine. Like,
mm-hmm.
Sure, the beginning was not great. I will acknowledge that, because the whole, like, again, not the greatest of intentions at the beginning, because she was basically setting out to fucking kill herself, and using someone else to do it. But she basically grew out of that. She's moving to better things. So I'm like, if you're talking about a relationship as of now, no.
Yeah, it's still really bad, right?
Just fine
there are people who are actively pioneering this relationship. I'm like, I don't think this is...
it's fine if they pioneer for it, I guess. I don't know if pioneer is the right way to go for it anyway.
Or they're fans of this relationship, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's fine to be a fan of it, because it's just like, it's because there is some, like, I mean, again, it's kind of, at least for me, it's kind of pushed a little suddenly, but then again, that's because I just like more slow burn stuff.
I do not like this relationship that they have. Right? I think it's actually really bad, right?
I just think that like there's good there's good for setup later on. Like, this whole thing is like, at least the relationship between these two, whether it's romantic or not, whether deciding where the show creators want to take it. there's good potential for a jumping off point, you know, or at least that's what like I'm assuming. Did we talk about like how the fact that they're having a spin-off at some point too? I don't know if we did or didn't.
Yeah, I think we mentioned that at some point.
So like I'm just saying it's fine. It's fine. It's not like they're actively like in a romantic. I mean, I don't think it's been implied.
Yeah, it's not implied, but there are people who are who try to say, oh yeah, no, they're definitely gay for each other, right? And I'm like, are they definitely gay for each other? I still think this is I think this is 1% grooming, if anything, right?
And it's not really grooming on Hana's part, more that she was the one being groomed. It's not really her grooming Sakura, because there really hasn't been anything to indicate that at all. It's grooming is a lot more insidious than that to begin with anyway. And it's not really shown on screen like that. It's just more like her trying to figure things out for her own and trying to grow away from what she was raised to be. That was the thing. And like, and Sakura helped with that. So it's not exactly grooming. It's just more like questioning and like talking to the person who's like, hey, you kind of have your shit together. You think you can help me with this shit? It's basically the whole thing. So I mean, like, people wanting this to be a thing, it's fine, especially because like there is enough like build up between the two. Like there could be some justification for it, especially if the spin-off happens the way we might think it goes, right? But it's not that bad, honestly. And it's just like, and it just kind of sounds like if you look back on it and you just point out like, yes, this was kind of bad, yes, this was kind of bad, but that she grew out of it. And you know, people change and grow all the time. It's fine. It's not like there was any real harsh grievance, except for like maybe the killing herself part. But even then, she didn't really straight up ask for it or anything. She was just hanging out. He's like, hey, we get each other, right? Can you? And then you know Sakura's like, yeah, no, and it's like, all right, fine, you know.
Yeah, no.
I mean, look, man, that's basically what happened. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong, if anything, right?
Yeah. But just to bring the point to a close, it's fine. It's not the worst thing. People are allowed to have flaws and to grow out of it. And like again, she did have flaws. We saw it. But she grew out of it. That was the whole point of her arc. It's fine. Anyway, but then we should get into the episode proper. I don't know we did. We were talking about Tamaki. Tamaki was basically fucking wrecking everybody.
He's just straight up freedom fighter, and I fucking love that shit. Look, he was trying to get those Americans off his country, you know, right?
Oh my god.
Right, he was.
Yeah, for sure. Oh my god.
Where the fuck is this? Keep talking. I'm definitely not working on something in the background.
Yeah, but basically we get a whole bit in the beginning about how everyone's just kind of like rescuing people from the normal grunts, right? But then it's just kind of like you get that scene where Ikkyu is like, man, but are we really doing enough though? Because we're not really getting at the main point of things, right? And it's understandable because Geef is a big fucking problem, especially because of what he just did in a few episodes ago to these guys. And then literally, I swear to God, Akaishi has like the biggest fucking balls, where he's just literally just like, oh yeah, it's like after they rescue everyone on the big screen, Akaishi is just basically like, yeah, so I'm not dead.
I love it. He's like, he played everyone.
Yeah, he literally plays everyone. He's like, hey, I'm not dead. By the way, worship this guy as your new savior. He literally says that, and he's like, hey, no more Kamen Riders. Sorry, guys. Just live under his rule now. All right, gotta go. And I was like, wow, I mean, to be fair, with all the shit he's done, where to be bold like that, I think it's kind of deserved.
No, I think it's great because Akaishi is a character who definitely knows he's winning, right? To the point where he can just do whatever the fuck he wants, right? Right, because Daiji is a little bitch who works for him, right? Right? Look, Daiji has reached to the point where he would stay in the closet and watch. You know, right?
I mean, it kind of makes sense with the kind of with how they are trying to push him, and it's very clear that Akaishi wants this so that they don't really do anything to Geef. You know, because united together, they would probably be able to do some shit, right? But like, just it kind of like it really sucks to see Daiji just like go down this path.
Bad. I think these episodes that are coming up, this upcoming episode arc, right, is really bad involving him.
I don't think it's so bad. It's more like I think it's just
I
more.
think it's bad. I just think it's really sad, if anything,
Okay,
what's
yeah,
happening.
that's what.
Right, especially towards
Yeah.
the end of the episode, right?
Yeah, just what they did with Akemi and him.
Yeah.
Actually, no, there's. Oh, wow, God. I mean, I think we'll save the character reveal.
Yeah, we'll save for that. But anyway, Weekend hacks the television screen and tells everyone, hey, this is what's happening, you know, right? It's all a big lie, right? Hey, don't trust Akaishi, you know, right?
Yeah, and then they do the whole pledge and everything, which is kind of interesting. But also, man, they have a real stellar hacking system. I'm not gonna lie, man.
Oh
They literally have it
yeah,
on
you know,
every
hacking
single fucking screen.
into a regular TV broadcast, right? Right.
Yeah, dude, I don't think it would work like that, right? I mean, it's like you have to be hacking multiple. Like they probably belong to a whole bunch of other people. Like if they would belong to one person, I feel like that would work. But like,
Yeah.
I don't know. That might be just me looking too much into the whole hacking thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is just like Team Weekend. Also, like the mother, has a line since like.
Oh yeah, like the first like
forever.
20 episodes, right?
Yeah, honestly, I'm just like, oh shit, you're saying something. Oh fuck. Honestly, with how it seems like she's kind of like the second leader. Maybe not the second leader. Maybe like the third in charge, or like she's equal to like because I figure Karozaki is like pretty much the top of the leaderboard, honestly. But it's just kind of I figure she have more importance by this point. I'm not gonna lie, but she's always just been kind of standing there. But
Yeah.
Yeah,
but anyway, back at the bathhouse, right? Everyone has to pick a side, right? Right? And hey, do you want to join my paramilitary organization? Or do you want to join the underground military organization, right? And Nikki's like,
honestly.
why is this an option I have to pick, right? These are both terrible options, right? Right? If you think about it, right? Iki has been really neutral throughout this entire show, right? Right? Because Daiji straight up joined the military after high school or college or wherever the fuck, right? To get those fundings, you know, right? Yeah. Because as you know from U.S. military advertising, if you join the army, you'll get college fundings, right?
You gotta
join the army, is what I'm trying to. Join the U.S. Army is what I'm trying to say, right?
Or maybe don't, and maybe like just decide what's best for you.
No. Look, if army recruiting ads has taught me anything, right? You should join the army, right?
Nah, yeah, sure.
Yeah,
that's all they ever tell you. It's like, hey man, we look great. That's why they pay that's why the U.S. military pays for a lot of what do you call it? Their image in Hollywood movies. That's the thing.
Yeah.
They always want to make themselves look good. That's the thing. Interesting tidbit for you today. But
yeah, and then that Sakura's like, hey, no, you should join my underground army resistance, right?
Yeah. But then he actually is rather mid about everything for some reason. I figure,
right, because you think about it, none of this stuff is his fault. It's his problem, right? Right, like all he really wanted to do was take over the family's bathhouse and everything, and that was it, right? Like Daiji was the one that wanted to join went to the army, and Sakura's the one that decided to join a fucking underground resistance fucking base for no fucking reason because she's so insecure about her life, right?
Yeah. Oh, I wonder if that's just a story element I just picked up on now. Because it's kind of because now that I think on it, I guess Daiji was supposed to always represent the peace option, and Sakura always choosing the freedom option. And then
right. I think that's what they're trying to go for with this, right?
Yeah. It's just something I've kind of noticed now that we just actually talked about and pointed this out, which is actually kind of interesting. But like Iki's kind of like, I feel like if that was the case, we would have seen Iki more at odds with his sister at some point too.
I mean, to be fair, he was at odds at the beginning, right?
Oh, well, but that's because he initially trusted Phoenix because they were the ones who provided.
Look, if the U.S. Army has taught me anything, you can always trust the U.S. Army. They would never lie, right?
That's a fair point.
Look, William, that was definitely a terrorist in that van in that village, right?
Yeah. God.
Well, with that drone strike, right?
Yeah, for sure, right? Yeah. Oh my god. But yeah, no, I can see the point. But he's very much put like
I mean, yeah,
with
because
the way
he really has, I think, the gate from either side, right? I think if anything, Daiji is like fucking like saying, hey, you should join Myra's like you're the one being manipulated, right? To be fair, both Sakura and Daiji are both gonna be manipulated by both their organization and their ideas, right? And Daiji, I mean not Daiji, Iki's like, fuck, I just want to work in a bathhouse, right?
Yeah.
How
I
the
mean,
fuck?
yeah,
How the fuck did it come? How the fuck did it come to fucking me joining a military organization or an underground fighting resistance all of a sudden, right?
Well, he was born a demon's child. That's what happened.
Yeah, that is
Oh
true.
god, yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, yeah. But anyway, we see Kid George again, and it's fucking great, right?
Oh yeah, Kid George. Man, that was I liked the scene where like how he's just like, man, probably should have stayed dead, pops. Like, man, you just brought up a whole lot of trauma. I had to go through therapy again. Now I'm losing money from it. You know that thing. But yeah, I mean,
but don't worry, he's working on something secretive, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, if you actually, I don't know if that's like, Okay, so here's a question, okay?
Yeah.
Because so we watched ours, we joke about it, but we watched ours subbed, right?
Yeah.
And so
sure.
Like, yeah. So we don't watch them subbed, I'll say.
Right.
So when you saw the screen pop up, was that actually?
No, that's the actual text.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I will say though, they didn't really keep it hidden what he was working.
Yeah,
on.
no, it's really bad. It's pretty obvious, right? They didn't even try to obscure the name. They're just straight up like, okay, look, here's this new toy that we're about to release, right?
Yeah, he's like, here's a stamp. Here's the one you need to get because this is the final form thing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, but anyway,
So,
George go back and he gives the Barrett Rex stamp, and I honestly completely forgot about this stamp, right?
Oh, the Barrett Rex.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
because
he
it
doesn't
completely
really
got
use it a
outcast, and they
lot,
tried to
yeah.
validate its existence. Like, oh yeah, no, this thing can do ice power, so that's why you should
And
use
fire.
this stamp, right?
Yeah, but and now it's just ice. Now it's just pure ice, my guy. And so yeah, I mean,
I just love George afterwards. Instead of being about, he just sits back like, "Hey, look, I did my job, right? I gave you the stamp. You guys can go do whatever the fuck you want right now, right?"
I like how that's probably just an actual direction where the director's like, all right, just sit over there. It's like, really? Nothing else? No, just sit over there. And they're like, all right. I mean, to be fair, easiest like maybe $5 he's made in that 1 hour, dude. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
But
So anyway, so they realize that they have to get Akemi back to save her or some shit, right? And then Daiji fights a bunch of random grunts in the basement. It's really sad, right? Like he just faces like a bunch of grunt mobs, right? While the other character actually go fight real characters, right?
It's also kind of just like really depressing seeing Daiji just being like just resigned to his position in life, especially when he's like for his whole life he's just been like just as a character on Piece, like for his whole life he's been fighting for like recognition and to stand out and everything, and then he's just reduced to this. Pretty fucking depressing.
Yeah, well, he's just doing grunt works right now, basically, right?
Yeah, he's just basically getting rid of the grunts that are supposed to die because he's being commanded by the guy who is sending out the grunts to die by his hand. It's just like, man, we're gonna go through some places with you later, aren't we, Daichi? I can't wait to see what happens with you later on.
Right.
And then this is the thing that really weirded me out. I remember now. Because I totally forgot. Because like initially on watching it, like the fact that like Iki and Sakura just literally just go up to Akaishi is just like,
yeah.
Wait, when did they know? When did they find out about this?
Yeah, no, they found that out last episode.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I forgot about it entirely. It's been a week.
Okay.
I forgot all that shit.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, then. But
I don't give a fuck. I left my door on. I keep my door unlocked, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And then
right. I keep my door unlocked and my gun loaded, right, for a reason, right?
This is ironically true because he literally has his hand and he can just literally summon up fucking Giftarians.
Yeah. So he summons up
the Hell Giftarian.
Yeah, the Hell Giftarian, right, and Akami to fight them, right?
Yeah, and so basically they have the whole fight, and he's literally just watching. He's just like,
he's fucking loving it. Like, what's the core? It really goes to show how much I love Akaishi as a villain, right? Because he fucking loves this shit. He's livid about all this. Like, oh man, this is fucking great. He's like, it's literally a dinner and a show for him, right? Like,
I'm not gonna lie, when I saw him sit down at the tea thing, I thought like my mind flashed back to fucking Lord of the Rings and like the Return of the King. If you remember that once, if you remember that one scene where Denethor is just like sitting at a table eating fucking tomatoes, and how they just like he's just eating the most like slobbery way possible. I thought we were gonna get a whole fucking scene like that, Megan. I'm not gonna lie.
Right.
But it's really fun seeing like Akaishi just really revel in the villain role. He's basically Palpatine. He's like, I'm evil, I love it.
Yeah. Yeah, and then Sakura finds out that she can't beat the Hellgiftarian, right? Because it keeps regenerating after all of her shots, right?
Yeah, it doesn't help. My food's here. Oh no, I'm sorry. I actually have to go. I'll be right back.
William left to get his food and everything. So I don't know how long William's gonna be back up. But this really goes to show how much we need Tariq right now. In fact, that Tariq is lost in the multiverse, and we can't do anything about it, right? And until he comes back, right? What the fuck is this? This is sorry, this is some random thing. No, don't worry about this. I don't care about any of this stuff. Huh? Interesting. Okay, well, that's irrelevant. So anyway, hey, Sakura's getting her ass kicked, right? Yeah, not looking good for her. Look, it turns out violence might not be the answer for her, right? She can't solve all of her problems by punching stuff, if anything, right? Yeah, so not looking too good for Sakura. Iki, getting his ass kicked by Kenny as well, right? Because, like I said, they're not doing too good because, nobody has a real plan, right? Iki is really just there, like, hey, look, I'm here, right? I'm here, right? Right, and everything. Wow. Meanwhile, George and Papa Karazaki figure out the Gifford Rex stamp, or whatever the fuck this stupid Rex stamp is, right? It's the right, but they realize, we need Geef's stupid cell in order to make this work. Right? Look, because it turns out the only way to defeat your enemy is to become your enemy, right? Oh God, I'm also definitely not eating in the background, right? Obviously, as I take a bite out of my rice, right here. Okay, that's irrelevant. Boy, how long is William gonna go to get his food? I was not expecting for him to get. I thought it was gonna be quick. I thought it was gonna be like a minute. He's definitely been gone for longer than a minute now, right? And I'm trying to stall until he gets back, but he's definitely taking forever. I don't know what happened to him. I hope it's not like Tony Stark's parents where they died in a car crash. Or anything.
Oh my God!
And then it turns out it was the Winter Soldier all along that killed his parents. I hope William did not get killed by the Winter Soldier, right?
All right, we're still recording. I'm assuming. Okay,
cool. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Do you want to redo a sync or?
Wait. Have you been recording the entire time, or did you pause it?
No, I have. I have.
No. You've just been recording. We don't have to restart anything.
Oh, okay. Well, then you know what? Ignore this whole bit. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Where were we?
Oh yeah. So anyway, George and his dad have a moment together, right? Like, his dad is finally proud to him, right? He's like, oh yes, this is a good device you made, right? I'm gonna hang this up on the fridge, right?
Yeah, just like he hung up his future aspirations of being, a devilishly handsome man, and deciding to traumatize his child with his fucking burn scars. I'm not gonna lie, that's kind of wild. I'm like, that's a very bold move of you to do. It's like, this is what happened to me in the spin-off. You want to understand what happened, why I did what I did? Go watch the spin-off right now. It's called
go watch the spin-off that aired in order to get the full context. I'm amazed they only show parts of his face. I thought they were going to show, like, a full reveal of his face, right? But even then, they still kept it very close up, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm kind of like I thought like if anything it wouldn't have been like well to be fair when they showed the burns the burns quote unquote right like I thought like they look real bad like I thought for burn scars at most they'd be like really roughly healed like you know like scars across the face but nothing that would like really potentially scar a child, but apparently I'm wrong because they really hint at something really worse. like the fact that like he's probably still like having his you know skin peeling off or something. It's wild. It's just kind of like ugh god, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, aside from that, then
So anyway, was it George and his dad reconciled and they're like, all right, we gotta team up to defeat to make this ultimate stamp and everything, right?
Yeah. And then
this is how I know this episode was very sad, right? Because they cut to Daiji fighting all the grunts, and then they cut to fucking Hikaru and Hana fighting the grunts, right?
Yeah.
Right, that shows how relegated Daiji has been as a character when the other two shitty side characters are also fighting base level grunts, right?
Well, I mean, for one, you need to have them do something. But I think for Daiji it's kind of okay. I've only because of how they use his
he's literally fighting base level grunts. The thing that the other two like, right? Because everything about this from a scale level, right? Like it goes like Iki, Daiji, Sakura, and then Hikaru and fucking Hana, right? In terms of importance, right? The fact that you have the quote unquote main character like Daiji fighting your shitty grunt characters that the side characters are fighting, right? Is really sad.
Well, I mean, the thing is, it depends on how you have to view that. Because the thing is, for me, like, when they're doing it, for one, they use the grunts as a kind of way to show how Daiji's just really falling into despair and just like falling in line with the tyrannical regime that's about to come over the world, right? But and also in the quick scene that they had, it was just to really show how he's frustrated with himself and where he's gotten, where he's.
Oh, is that why they're filming in the dark to show his descent into the dark? Ooh.
Yeah, sure. Sure. But
they should have just had him fought at the bottom of a well to make it more obvious to the audience, you know, right? To show how far down he's gone, you know?
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
This is what they should have done. They should have had Hikaru and Hana fight at the top of the hill when they put Daiji at the bottom of the same hill, right? Just to show this is how far he's fallen, right?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, wait, that's way better. Why did they do that? Wait, this is actually a good idea. Wait.
But all I'm saying is that like the fact that they're using it like to give his.
Actually, no, here. I thought of a better idea. I got a better idea. They should have had Daiji start fighting at the top, right? And have Sakura and have Hikaru and Hana fight at the bottom. But as they progress, Daiji keeps fighting his enemy downwards. While they have Hikaru and Hana fight upwards to show that they're the one that's rising. Daiji's the one that's descending.
No. I'm not gonna lie. I felt like you would have said that. And here's what I would think would be better: is that instead of him walking down the hill, he trips and falls all over the enemies. All right.
That's and then he rolls down the hill like a fucking idiot.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly.
Oh shit, that's fucking great too. These are good ideas. We should send this to fucking Toei. Right?
I would love if like it was Akaishi who pushed him down the hill, and then fucking, and he's just laughing while he does it. Daiji gets on the ground like, who caused this? It was my brother. And then that's okay. But anyway, I mean that's what he gets to anyway. But aside from the hill, all right. We've been memeing on the hill for too long.
Oh yeah, this is a good idea. I like this hill idea.
It is a good idea. We will write it down, send it to Toei later.
Yeah.
Basically, we get to the next part where Sakura is basically getting her ass fucking kicked.
Yeah, right? not looking good, right?
Yeah, and then Akemi just basically really going all out on fucking like Iki, you know, and then Decisive was like this is when Iki decides to pull out his Thunder Gale form, right?
Barrett Rex, right?
No, not Barrett Rex, because he goes
Thunder.
And then
Thunder Gale, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then so you know he's just like, oh, she's losing her sense of self. What's going on, right? That kind of thing. And then Akaishi's like, and then you know he just walks off. He's like, all right, what are you planning on doing, my guy? And then by this point, Iki decides to use the new Barrett Rex forms, which is
the quote unquote new Barrett Rex form, quote unquote.
It's literally just the same but blue. Like I man,
Is it? I don't think
it's
there's
blue.
any change to this stamp whatsoever.
Okay, because
To be
if
fair,
anything,
we
well,
haven't
not
seen
this.
Barrett Rex in a while, right? I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
there's like no repaint or anything. It's just the same Barrett Rex. Like they're just using for like the first time in like 10 episodes, right?
I thought like because for sure like in my memory I thought it was kind of like I thought it was like a red and blue theme. Well, not red, but like more like because it might be the fact that he was on fire all the time. Honestly, when he was using Barrett Rex in its original form, because it was fire and ice type of thing.
Yeah.
But now it's just ice. So I just thought like it was just
Yeah,
like
no,
plain
that's
blue,
fine.
blue. Yeah, that's
Right.
why I thought.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, also fucking. What was the fucking hashtag? Like fucking Vice is like, yeah, hey, George did a pretty good job here. Hashtag nice George. You know, which is fucking great. I wonder if that's
boy.
I wonder if they got that trending.
I don't think they got it trending, but I'm gonna quickly put up. Let's quickly go to. I mean, there are people making posts about it, you know, right?
Oh, okay, all right. So they have something. They have something, all right.
Yeah. People are definitely hashtagging nice George, you know, right?
Yeah, they're definitely hashtagging nice George. How? Where is it on the trending list? Is it
I
number
don't
one?
fucking
You
know.
gotta tell me.
I have no how the fuck Twitter works. I only use Twitter to look at porn drawings. All right.
You know what? That's fair enough. That's how we all should use it.
Yeah, look, that's why I use all my social media to look at porn drawings. You know, right?
Yeah.
Right. If I can't look at porn drawings on Reddit, I'll go to look at porn drawings on Twitter. Right. If I can't look at porn drawing on Twitter, I'll go back to Reddit.
Yeah, exactly. But by this point, I think we go back. Like after they switch to the other form, I do believe we get a quick scene of like Sakura and Hikaru basically like, hey,
Hana,
did it.
yeah, they have at the other side. They have like a little match,
yeah.
right? Like, hey.
Did I see Hana?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, they just fucking chill. They're like, hey, we beat it. Let's just sit on the ground and rest, right?
Go.
And then you get like the whole thing with Daiji where he's finished and he's tired and he's just like, oh, but then this other guy comes in. Also, kind of wondering why he's not questioning like the demon fight down the hallway. But
I mean, he knew Daiji was fighting it, right?
No, not Daiji. Because but it's just probably because it's like in the same area. But it's like to me, and it just feels like they're literally like it's like. Sakura and Iki's fight is literally just down the hall from Daiji's. You know, that's how it felt to me this whole time. You know, and so that's why I'm like, you're not hearing that. You're not questioning what's going on down there and why Akaishi.
No, he doesn't have time, right?
Yeah, he doesn't have time. Yeah, he's just a lowly grunt.
Yeah.
Anyway, the lowly grunt.
The
lowly grunt,
Phoenix worker,
you know,
right?
shows him the Phoenix guy, right? That's why. He shows him on his fucking iPad, like the fucking like the camera where it's just showing how Iki is like fighting like Akemi.
Yeah.
And then he's like, this is director Akaishi told me to show you this, right? Also, Daiji really should have gotten like a red flag from that, just the fact that the director
Also, he
wants to show him
really jumped to conclusions real fast, right?
Yeah, he really jumped.
Like he assumes alright, because even there was that Daiji saying something, and then he assumes that he's like, oh yeah, we figured out how to beat Gifu, right? And he's like, oh yes, they're gonna murder her. That is clearly what is happening here, right?
I'm kind of like,
that's what I said. That's why I
shocked.
don't like this direction they're going with Daiji's character, right? It feels really bad, like how he's just been, right, like this fucking idiot now all of a sudden, right?
It's just like I get where, like, again, like playing devil's advocate here just a little bit, right? Because I do agree with your point, because like I get they want to do this whole thing where they're pushing him just to the bare edge where he's just like, it would be reasonable for him to think that, right? But I'm just like, I really don't think he's been pushed so far that he would think his brother, who has literally risked his life to save people,
right, and who has done this before, right? Because I'm pretty sure he's they had Iki advice do this before, right?
Yeah, because they literally, that was literally the whole thing when Olteka was still around. Because when Olteka did this whole thing, he's like, ha, look at that. I turned him to a fucking Giftarian, and then, you know, fucking, they're dead now. You killed them. Right? He literally goes to the whole thing with just firing, not firing, with mastering Bared Rex so that he can use the flames to save people. You know, that kind of thing.
Right.
And so it's just like, you should, like, he went through this whole arc. You've been there with him through this whole arc. You should know that your brother will do his absolute best to
Yeah, like,
save
he has
the person
an actual
first.
plan, but for some reason, his first thought was like, oh yes, he's gonna murder my coworker, right? Because here's the thing, I don't like this weird relationship they're trying to push Daiji and Akemi, right? Right, because as far as far as we, the audience, like, they're just work buddies, right?
I don't think it was more the fact that, like, if you're thinking that this, like, I always assumed, at least for me, and
Right, because
how I
it makes me
perceived
seem like Daiji's really obsessed with saving Akemi. I was like, Bill, hey, Daiji, you care about the hot nurse lady, but you didn't care about those 5 other people that died like 2 episodes ago?
No, I, like, okay, because here's my thing. I always interpret it as the fact that, like, because he failed to save Hiromi, that he made a promise to keep her safe, because he made that promise to Hiromi. That I thought that was why he was so obsessed to begin with.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
That was my view on things, you know. So, but I can understand what you mean, like, when they're saying, like they, because the obsessiveness would make you think that, like, oh yeah, if is there a thing going on? I don't think so personally. But yeah, so this whole thing happens where he just kind of runs off, and it's like, all right,
I'm gonna do this, right? And then as soon as Ikki and Vice tries to save her, the fucking Hell Giftarian comes out and beats the shit out of Sakura, right?
Yeah, and then, you know, right, they had to go and save Sakura from the Hell Giftarian, right? And so they had to push the Hell Giftarian off. And I get it, because, you know, really tough guy. Right?
Yeah.
But then literally Akaishi, the most casual motherfucker.
He fucking lasers the shit out of her, out of Akemi. Yeah. It's fucking great, right?
It's just, and then he literally just walks out into the portal. He's just like, my job is done. My job is done.
Yeah, he's like, I committed murder. Time for me to leave.
That was legitimately just the biggest dick energy I've ever seen so far. Like, in this whole fucking show.
Yeah, it's fucking like, great.
I was like, I'm just too good at my job. I love being evil. Haha. Walks away into the portal. I'm like, Jesus, dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, fucking the Hell Giftarian literally is like, oh, you did your job, Akeishi? Okay, I'm gonna yeet out.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave too. I guess this is where I have to go to as well, right?
Yeah, and then, you know, Akemi takes like.
Then Akemi dies, like, basically, right?
Well, not after talking to, like, Daiji's like, hey, you better be a cool guy.
I'm just gonna post this tweet to me in the chat.
You better be mysterious and cool later on. But
right?
I mean, you know, she does the whole thing about, like, how oh yeah, you know, don't let your righteousness, you know, make you lonesome, that kind of thing. We'll see how that plays out into later,
yeah.
But I'm pretty sure we're gonna see how that plays into the next episode.
Yeah. So then
she dies, and then it's
you know, it's all having a real episode about this, right?
I mean, to be fair, watching somebody that you promised to.
But to be fair, I completely forgot about that thing about Hiromi telling Daiji about that, right? So I was just under this time, I was sort of like, man, Daiji's just really obsessing over this, right? This goes back to my thing about the show. I was like, how many people are just being groomed in this show, right? And like, what was it? Like, right? Like, what's all this grooming that's going on in this show, you know, right?
Look, man. Look, sometimes you just look at a person and it's like, oh nope, they're groomed now. Oh no,
right?
It just happens.
To be fair, Daiji was obsessing over the hot nurse lady, you know, right?
Yeah, that's true. That is very true.
Yeah, but Daiji gets real pissy about this, right? And he starts blaming Ikki. Right, and I'm like, right, and he gets real pissy about this. And this goes like how I don't like where Daiji's character is going. Right, I'm like, what the fuck were you gonna do? Right?
Yeah, and then
at least Ikki tried to do something, right?
Yeah, and it's just like, again, I get what they're going for. I don't quite agree with the progress on it, but it's just kind of really frustrating. Like, you should know your brother better than this at this point, I think. And I know again. Ironically, devil's advocate here, but you might make the excuse to, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like the whole, like, him having his devil separated is unbalancing him and stuff. I feel like even, like, the thing is, I feel like it's just kind of like really rushed into this stuff, regardless, you know. I felt like this could have used at least maybe an episode or two more, just to kind of definitely maybe another episode before we get into this, you know, to really push into things how, like, despair has ruined him and everything. And so, and it's just kind of like with me with what's happening with Daiji. But then you get, like, right as he's about to, like, still continue beating the shit out of Ikki, right? Literally, a hand pops out.
And who is this mysterious person?
Who is it?
Who could it be, right?
Is
And that's
it?
the thing, right? I wasn't expecting them to actually show who it was.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I was.
I mean,
kinda
it's
thinking
kind of
it's gonna
obvious
be-
to know who it's gonna be, right? Right?
Well, I mean, I guess like that's the weird thing though, right? Because the thing is, I'm assuming just for closure, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did not like. I mean, I knew who it was because you can kind of tell by just how like the clothing is, but like. The fact that like I felt like Hiromi like coming out and just like stopping this whole thing, this is like, was it necessary for me to watch the spin-off? Is there gonna be something?
Yeah, no,
important
that's
or
the thing, right?
something?
It really comes out of nowhere, right? I was like,
Because we haven't seen that yet.
yeah. That's gonna be a thing that's gonna happen.
Just
at
for
some point.
closure, it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
But what were we saying?
But then Hiromi mysteriously comes back. I wonder where he's been. You know, right?
Yeah.
But wonder what Hiromi's been up to.
I can't believe like Hiromi at the end, and when he says I'm back.
I was like,
If you
oh my
wanna know
god!
what he said,
Right?
and he says,
if
you wanna know
only
what
there was like
happened-
some weird expansive side of me that focused on what happened to Hiromi within the last 20 episodes, ever since his supposed death. You know, right?
Impossible. We
For us
can't
to
possibly
explore.
have any other side media like this, man.
I mean, well, to be fair, they also acknowledged that Hiromi was alive like a few episodes ago, right?
Yeah, but that was also really done.
It was also really bad too
unceremoniously.
when they acknowledged that Hiromi was like, oh yeah, hey,
Yeah.
Hiromi's alive. They're like, what? Like, they
Yeah,
just
you
casually
literally get like
mentioned
a 5-second scene, and it's just like, hey, what? I don't even know who you guys are. All right, leave me alone. And then it's like, all right, let's make a video for Hiromi, and then nothing with that later on, basically. But like,
Mhm.
it's just I really don't like how they're handling some of the characters. It's just kind of really like.
I don't know, it's really bad.
It feels rushed. It feels very rushed. is
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah.
saying.
Mm-hmm.
But that's basically how the episode ends. Honestly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do we have anything else to say?
No, it's something else, but hey, something's showing up next week, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
and what is that?
Oh, look, we'll find, look, maybe Tariq will escape from the Ultimate Universe and join us back in the 616
Oh my
universe, right?
Yeah.
I somehow managed to make that work, okay?
Yeah, there you go. You somehow made that work.
Mm-hmm. But I love my references, right?
Hey, this whole podcast or spoiler cast thrives on references, my
that's
guy,
course,
especially
of
to modern day politics.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. Mm-hmm. Hey, look, don't worry. Ted Cruz was at a poker game last night, one day when they were holding funeral services. So there you go.
Alright, I shouldn't have mentioned the modern day politics, have I? Alright, just end me right now.
And look, whatever. Like the Depp versus her trial. We're ending this. We're ending this now. We reached the verdict, right?
Oh yeah. Don't look to us to know what the verdict is. I won't tell you.
Oh, okay. That's okay. Yes, that's it. Hey, join us next week. Maybe Tariq will be back by then. Who the fuck knows? All right.
Maybe.
Coronavirus is still a thing. Wash your hands, wear a mask, get your shots. The booster's a thing now. Okay, thanks. Bye.